A cruise book at bedtime. Meet Mike, who runs the Ventura.
I say run Ventura, but the closest we actually get to doing that is a brisk walk from the Glass House to the Tamarind Club, and if we're really feeling adventurous, as far as Havana. You know, we run the Doris Visits Facebook group, and it is officially the #1 Facebook group called P&O Ventura Chat by Doris Visits, so do come and join us. Now the story's getting to a really exciting part when he... No, you'll have to carry on listening. If you're joining us for the first time and want to go back to the beginning, then the link is just over there.
Chapter 31. Supply Boat. An Indian guide wearing an enormous number of bead necklaces and a lone bright red codpiece addresses us with a huge smile. His teeth, like those of the ship's crew, are enough to make many British tourists jealous. Welcome. The Embera people live here long time, before this country is called Panama, long before our neighbor's land is called Colombia, long before first Spanish explorer arrived here. Over 30,000 Embera people in Panama, most in the Darien region, but many groups between here and Panama City in the west. He waves his arm up and points. We live here in Gatun, proud to share our village, culture, music, dance, food, and medicine with you. Follow. The jungle is fascinating. The other guests move off quickly, but I take in the surroundings again, following last, always keen to have everyone in front of me. The supply boat is nowhere to be seen, and I suspect it has taken another way in. This scenic tourist walk allows us to see the land as we are told stories that add to the drama of living here in the jungle. 10 minutes of hiking inland turn into 20. I could spend days here, pitching a tent and making camp. The jungle at night would be a fantastic experience, full of the noise of insects and frogs. We see the occasional toucan and many wild parrots, then cross a bridge that no one on earth would insure. On the other side, we approach a waterfall. Those with a towel and bathers swim. In Jill's case, her bra and pants. I hold my large towel as she steps from the water, but she shows no embarrassment. Maybe she doesn't know her expensive underwear has gone transparent. I look around and see I am the only one who is treated to the view, so I stay silent. The first houses we come across are built on reinforced stilts, about 8 feet off the ground at the side of a small estuary, where the supply boat is unloaded. There is another way in. I look up to see the green mountains, from where the water must sweep down in the rainy season. That explains the stilts. Deeper into the village, the large communal open-sided hut, with music and dancing, is on higher ground. Do you think this is put on for tourists? Jill asks. Yeah, but I expect it's based on hundreds of years of tradition. The music stops abruptly, encouraging us to move in. Pure theatre. A row of young dancers step forward together to deliver an address, each having one line, like half a dozen detectives in an episode of Criminal Minds. Welcome to our village. We ask you to join our music and dance, share our food, then explore nature with us. Many plants are natural medicines, may help you with an ailment. See basket making and weaving. Our masks are made from palm leaves. Carvings from cocobolo wood. Nut carvings. Tattoos that wash off. Eventually, maybe, at which the group laughs on cue. Massage and shamanic dance. And please play and swim with the children. A drum roll builds and the kids all part, and the elder takes center stage. In excitement, Jill grabs my hand and squeezes it. I feel awkward at her ability to be so tactile. You call us Choco or Catio Indian, he begins, but we are Embera. This is our land. We have never been forced away from it, or into schools, or made to change language by government. Panama recognizes 7 unique ancient tribes and protects our land. This way of life will always be. He finishes, and they all beat their drums. A younger warrior steps forward with an even wider smile. Tourism is fun for our families, but also necessary to buy food, books, and gas, even though we harness the power of the sun with modern solar power. So, we thank you for coming to see us. Enjoy! The music kicks in, and painted warriors stamp rhythmically and encourage all the tourists to dance. It is mainly women who rush forward. Dancing is not my forte, so I study the village. Huge trunks chopped to dovetail together, bound by vines. I look for signs of hidden modern bolts, but they don't appear to have been used. I'm soon surrounded by keen young children. "Where do you learn?" I ask. "School," they all shout. They lead me away, enjoying the game. For years, it was a rule never to be led anywhere by children. It would be a trap. But here, there is no malice. They are learning the local tourism trade, as well as their culture, and it will last for as long as the ship's visit. School is another open hut, but this one has solar panels on the thatched roof and a stack of batteries in the corner. Supplies from the canoe are being laid on the carved wood table that would sell for a fortune in any city. The children are hustled away by the man from the supply boat, who surprises me with the infamous printouts. One of Ronnie, one of me. Both have the Latina woman circled, Spanish writing, and a phone number. "Why is there a reward for you and your wife?" he asks, taking out his mobile phone and nodding back towards Jill, who is dancing without a care in the world. The woman in the picture is not Jill. I can't let him make that call. Chapter 32. Reward. In a simple move, I gently take his hand, but bend his thumb back against his wrist, just enough for him to feel the need to comply with my every wish. I now have his cell phone. I keep the pressure on just enough to lead him towards Jill. Short pressure informs him how easily I could hurt him, in ways he has never imagined. I make him watch the dancing. Jill spins on a drum beat and sees me. I'm beckoned to the dance floor. I smile and refuse politely, and she spins away. She is why I stayed single, why working agents never marry, or are quick to divorce. She places me in a new space. Now look at that picture of yours. Without letting the grip go, I take the one of Ronnie and hold it in his face. That is not my wife. I screw it up and pocket it. I take the other picture of me and the Latina and press his hand down on it to hold it fixed. While he feels the pain, I rip it in half with my other hand. I raise the picture of the Latina woman. "Look, this picture is not my wife. We're on holiday," I say, holding the ripped half of the Latina woman in his face. Who is this woman who has been trouble ever since the moment we met? Why is there a reward? For what? For her, not us. We're tourists, enjoying a tourist attraction. Jill interrupts us. "This is a fabulous day out," she says, leaning in and kissing me on the cheek, perfectly on cue, selling our innocence. "What's your name?" I ask, putting him in the spot. "Carlos," he says, embarrassed. "Come and dance, Carlos." "He won't dance. He's boring." She is trying to pull him onto the dance floor. He cannot move. I have him in a simple, painful grip and puppeteer him now. "Carlos has a supply company." "What's it called, Carlos?" I ask. "Aparicio Supplies," he says, and I force him into Jill and selfie the three of us with my smartphone. He watches me send the picture. Posted online, "Carlos, you're famous." I let his hand go and put my foot on his and press down as I voice what I type. With British tourist Jill at the Embera village. Jill spins away, taking the invitation of another warrior, and I am alone again with Carlos. Anything happens to us, the world blames you. The tourist trade for this village ends. Any business you have with any Embera people ends. You end. I may have worried him, but I know it's me who's really in trouble. The music stops, and there's a surge towards the school hut, which is now perfectly decorated for lunch. I force him to walk with me, following Jill. I'm rather glad she came. I have a foil who I can treat every bit like my partner now. Although this might backfire on me later. This romantic escalation is not a considered one, even though it has conveniently produced the alliance Aulie was after. Jill gives us both a plate of food, and after a firm smile, I release my captive. Eat with us, Carlos, I suggest. Jill is taken off with the children, who leave an Embera woman with us to enthuse about the food. We grow plantains, bananas, corn, sugarcane, rice, beans, and yucca root, she says, offering us more food. I'm sure some of this came from the supply boat. Are tourists totally safe here? Yes, very safe, she defends, surprised by my question. I shock Carlos by showing her the printout. Carlos is looking for this woman. He thinks she is with our tourist group. Have you seen her? She calls others over, and they all speak in a local language. As I expected, they are not pleased. Wife of king, one says. I want to know a lot more. You thought the Queen was here, Carlos? I ask him, trying to sound genuinely concerned. I didn't know Panama had a queen. Wife of El Rey, boss of Colombian drug cartel, another Indian explains to me. What was she doing at the airport with cash? Why was she carrying cash? Those people all seem fearful and concerned as they recognize her. Carlos thought, because Queen El Rey was in the airport with tourists, she might be on this tour. I want to know much more. Why was the wife of a drug lord arrested? Who would dare? Did she kill the dead man on the plane? Then the walls of money flashed through my mind. Of course it's drug money. This won't be over until I'm far away from South America. Whatever it is, it's only just begun.